Hey, welcome back to the co-sponsored podcast. I'm extremely excited today to have Ali Garced in the virtual studio from Tucson, Arizona. Welcome to the show. Super stoked to have you.
Jesse, thank you so much for having me. I am excited for our conversation.
Yeah, and we were just talking offline before we started this, which I'm excited to know because usually we open up the show and ask the guest like tell us about your brokerage experience before, but Ali actually came directly to eXp Realty, but she actually was an officer in the Air Force, so I would love to hear this story.
Yeah. I spent a decade active duty Air Force. I was a special agent, and so we worked felony level crimes. Think
Hmm.
NCIS, but instead of for the Navy, we did it for the Air Force.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So we worked felony level crimes, and we did all of it was just casework, like interviewing subjects of investigations, witnesses, the victims. So what that taught me was interviewing, asking the right questions, the pacing, the pausing, just like connecting with people, both on the victim side, but then also on the subject side, because you get more with honey than you do with vinegar.
True.
So yeah, a lot of like the old school special agents were like, yeah, you just gotta, knock it out of them, let them know what the crime was. And that's like the complete opposite, like there was a massive shift in our training. And so that helped me a lot when it came to real estate. But yeah, I was in for 10 years, lived in 10 different countries, 10 different states, moved 10 times, and I separated at the rank of major.
Oh nice. There was like some guy recently like on Joe Rogan, and he was like a CIA agent. And he talked about like during like the waterboarding era. And do you know who I'm talking about? His name's
No,
like
I don't.
John something. Anyways, he was saying how like he's like, oh, this whole like waterboarding thing is never gonna work. Like we can attract more bees with honey. So
Yes.
like when you say you were like interviewing like and handling crimes and working with victims, like are you saying like people in the Air Force create committed the crimes?
Yeah, good question. Yep. It always had an Air Force nexus. So usually the subject was an Air Force member.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, the
Yeah, it
guy was
was
saying like
either
what's that?
so we had like three major umbrellas. The first thing that many people usually think of is just general crimes. So like drug rings, prostitution rings, child pornography. And then there's also, well, I don't know if this should go on YouTube. Then there's also like counterintelligence, that's another sector, and then fraud is another sector. So I spent time in all three.
Gotcha. Yeah, because
Yeah.
there was just the crime actually up in Oregon. You probably heard about it, right? With the I think it was the Air Force where they were selling they like stole some hard drives and they were selling them like overseas.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, so like that's like what
Yep.
you would be interviewing like dealing
Yes.
with. Oh, that's so
Yeah.
crazy. I never even like thought about that.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a lot. For a period of 2 years when I was working fraud, I was the only procurement fraud agent in the Southwest of the United States, and it was a lot. It was a lot. But yeah, and then after that, I was like, you know what? Like, I like the job, I like the career field, I like what we do, like the mission. But I was tired of moving. I moved so much, and I was like, you know what? I think I want something more stable. I want to work for myself. So my wife was like, hey, you should look into real estate. And my first thought was, I'm not a bimbo, and I don't wear heels. I was like, no, I don't think real estate's gonna be for me. And then I listened to some podcasts, I read some books, and I was like, wait, this isn't just about showing houses. That's like not the biggest part of the job at all. It's KPIs. It's an actual business. So I got my license. I've been an agent for 4 years. I'm a two-time icon, and I interviewed 13 different brokerages before I joined this one. And EXP
Gotcha.
is the only brokerage that I've ever been with.
What like what was the biggest separation between the 13 different brokerages that stood out to you with EXP?
Yeah, super good question. So, some of it was my own pride, where I was interviewing some teams, and being that I was a commander, in the military, and people were like, "You should be here at 9 a.m. Start cold calling," and I expect you to cold call these one, and I was like, "This is no, dude. I'm gonna do my own thing." So I didn't. I knew that I didn't want to be on a team because I could just do it myself. That was my own pride. The biggest part though of what led me to EXP was because I knew that I would be moving, and I wanted the flexibility to travel. So I did not, I wanted a cloud-based brokerage, and I did not want to get stuck with one type of office. And then if I was going to move, or when I was going to move, I didn't want to have to like redo my entire business in a new state, in a new MLS, hoping that the team was still the same, that the vibe would, you know, that the vibe, the help, the community would still be the same. with eXp, as you know, you can travel anywhere, work from anywhere, and it's the same.
Yeah, that's super interesting because like when I was before EXP, I was in the franchise model and I was like fairly new. And
Mhm.
when I was looking for a brokerage, I was like, I want one brokerage that speaks the same language no matter where I'm at. And because I came from like a world, I was actually in the brewing industry.
Oh,
So
cool.
I was in the corporate level calling on national accounts. So like 7-Eleven, Wink, Walmart's, all the big chains. And so like
Huh.
7-Eleven's a franchise. So like if you give them like a mandate, like it's up to the player's choice whether they execute. And everyone like yes, every store has a Slurpee. Every store is open 24/7. Like there's some core elements, but everything else is like per store basis. But like if Walmart executes a mandate, it's the same thing everywhere no matter what. It's basically by the
Mm.
footprint of the store. So like I wanted the same training, the same resources, the same tools no matter where I was for the agents because I was like looking at like the long term and scalability,
Yeah.
which sounds like to you like if you were to like move around or go from a different location, like that was very important to you.
Yeah.
So
It was the
like
number one.
so like what would like the disruption have done to your business if you did have to like move to a different brokerage? Like what was the mindset with that?
Well, I ended up, so I wanted to make sure that I could move anywhere in the world and still stay with the same company.
Yeah.
And I did. So 4 years of me being an agent, I have not lived in the city of where I sell in the last 2 years.
Oh
And
wow.
I'm making iCon from across the country. I haven't been back to visit. Like we were talking about before we started recording, showing agents, uh, has been a tremendous help and YouTube as well.
Okay, so you're the only agent that I've interviewed, and that's like my same business model. We've never talked before this. So like what other so you're saying that you create a YouTube channel in another market, the phone rings, it's not you, and or it could be you onboarding the client, but another agent's working with them, and then when the deal closes, you guys are basically you have an agreement set up for the splits.
No, not quite. It's
Okay.
still me. I'm still the main negotiator. So I'm the face of the YouTube channel, and I started it when I was still in Tucson, and I don't really publicly announce that I'm not in Tucson anymore, mainly because of clients. But because I have I like having that conversation on the Zoom with them. But I have my YouTube channel. It's me and only me. Sometimes my lender, my or one of my preferred lenders, they book a Zoom call. They are with me. And the only thing of what I will do is I will pay a showing agent to show all the houses
Hmm.
and to be there during inspection. So all in all, it's about like $1,200 per closing.
Mm.
And I have increased my prices actually since then because of the demand with YouTube. It got to the point where, ironically enough, after moving away from Tucson across the country, my business picked up and I increased my prices because I had to. I was like, I cannot be everywhere. So I was like, let me just try this 4% plus a $600 TC fee. And everyone said yes.
Oh yeah.
And I just increased it again to 5%. And everyone has been saying yes. So I took that from Alex Hormozy. When more than 50% of your clients are saying yes, it's time to increase your prices. And everyone's
Exactly.
happy. Yep.
Boom.
Yes. Have the same thing, baby. Yes.
He was on his he did his live call yesterday. He
Yesterday.
actually
Yeah.
yeah, did you see me on there?
Oh my God. No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, when it pulled up the thing and it said Jesse Dow said that this platform was worth $24,000 alone.
How did I miss that?
Oh yeah,
Oh
it's
man.
when he was pitching his AI tool. And
Oh,
and then actually on the website I'm on there now too.
hell yeah.
But yeah, I exact same thing. Yeah, like he always says like just go ahead and increase your price 10% right away because you don't have to increase your like eight or like your count of resources. Like that's just an easy way to inject money into your business. And so
Yes.
you just keep going until you get friction.
Yep.
So it's so funny. Like
Exactly.
we'll talk offline about all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's super cool about that because I'm like, it's cool that you're like in that mindset. And actually, it's funny. Before you started, you said something to me that I was like, I guarantee you're following Hermosi by
Yeah.
something you said. So you're in another market, which is super cool, and you're still
Mhm.
selling across the country. So I'm assuming you're in Florida.
I am not actually. I'm in quite the opposite of Florida. I am in Minnesota.
Oh wow, that's kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it's my wife's family is from here. My wife's dad is very sick. So, we're not going to be here forever, which is why I don't publicly want to announce like Allie is in Minnesota because I'm not going to be here forever. I'm going to let my license lapse here. I don't want to do anything. And I don't want to sell anywhere but Tucson. Tucson is I thought about it being a dual agent, but learning a whole nother market, like, and to be a top producer in two markets, that's hard.
Hmm.
That's hard. So I know Tucson like the back of my hand. It got to the point where I started getting confused as to like, wait, what's the inspection period in Minnesota
Oh yeah.
again? What is this? And I was like, no, 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 I can't do this. Like I would be doing a disservice to my clients. I just want to stick with Tucson. That's it. So
You know what's crazy is I lived in Arizona for 2 years. I went from
yeah.
Portland to Phoenix to Idaho, Boise area. I never once got my Phoenix license or Arizona license, and I'm like in the same boat. Like I couldn't figure out the timing, the periods,
Yep.
whether it's calendar days, business days. Like it should just be universal, but here we are.
Yeah. And then the TCs have different rules. So I was like, I don't want to deal with that. Let me just stick with what I'm good at.
Yep, exactly. So like when you got into real estate and like getting into eXp, like what was that like as a newer agent?
Mm. I knew that I think because of my military background, you give me a checklist and I'll just do it. Like I'm not going to complain unless it's cold calling because I won't cold call. Then I will complain. But like you give me a checklist and I will figure it the fuck out. Like I don't need hand holding. I don't need anything. Which is why actually I chose my sponsor that I did. I ended up hearing her on a podcast like 3 years before me becoming an agent on a real estate investing podcast.
Mm,
And so I got my license and I her name came back to my head and I was like, let me reach out to her. At the time, she had just left Keller Williams, like everyone else was doing, leaving Keller Williams to go to eXp. And I knew nothing about eXp yet. I hadn't looked into the model. And I was like, hey, I know that you have all of your checklists. Can I buy them from you? Can we franchise? Can we somehow partner together, even though you're in North Carolina and I'm in Tucson? How can we make this work? And she goes, I'll do you one better. I'll give you everything for free. Just join me and name me as a primary. And I was like, what? And that's when I was like, whoa, eXp is now the place where I want to go. Now it's just a matter of finding who I want to join in
hmm.
eXp.
Yeah, it's like one of those things that it's like it's almost like too good to be true. And then
Yeah.
you're like, wait a second, because like and I'll be honest with you, like even before I got the EXP, I was in the same boat where I was just like, because every we were all inundated with this franchise model. And then like I didn't know what an EXP model was until like I like felt so much pain from like trying to find an expansion model that I looked. So like after you then jumped on board, did your sponsor that you rolled with, did she like hold up to her end of the deal?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Luckily, like, but I think I also made it easy for her to do so where like I had her give me the checklist and I will do everything of what I can. I will Google it. I will ask the brokers first. I will ask the mentor because I was in the mentor program. I was brand new.
Hmm.
So like she was one of my last steps. I value her time, which is what I then ask of other people that join me. Like I will give you all the checklists. Like I've taken her checklist, expanded upon it, created my own. Like I love checklists. I have checklists for everything. There it is. Like here is the golden, what is it? The silver platter.
Yep.
And it is as dummy proof as I can make it. So if there are a lot of questions, like we have an entire group, like ask around. So yeah, I think it's just like my own nature where maybe it goes back to me being proud, like I don't want to nag somebody with stupid ass questions. I'm going to try to figure it out before I finally come to you and I'm like, okay, I've tried this, and I've tried this. It hasn't worked. How have you solved this one specific problem?
Yep. I
Yeah.
actually it's funny because like the reason that I even got like why you piqued my interest was like when we were you mentioned your onboarding process
Yeah, yeah.
for your agents, but then like today I saw one of your Instagram reels showed up in my feed and it was talking about like, everybody talks about systems and processes, but nobody actually shows you. And so
Yeah.
like when you showed that, I was like, that's so funny. That's like exactly what I have set up. But like I never we get like we get like we don't think sometimes we have like good information to share with people. So like entrepreneurs are like almost cursed. If you listen to the guy that built Alex Hormozi and Gary Vee's brand, he says people that like execute at a high level are cursed because they think what they do is normal. And so
Yeah.
like with the like I'm just like nobody wants to hear this stuff, but then you do it, so that's super cool. But like what is the best system that you use for real estate?
Oh, oh man. Okay. Best system, like a tool or a checklist?
We can go
What do
with
we
one of
think?
each.
Okay. Um, for my checklist for agents, I have, and for team leaders slash broker owners, I created something called, well, originally called the onboarding checklist. And I made it so specific because as I did it as I was onboarding, like I created it. Um, Everything that I was learning, like every link, every like, don't forget to add this to your Google page, to don't forget to say this, and this is a red flag for working with a buyer. Everything is on this onboarding checklist,
Hmm.
which ended up being 200 steps. And it was a 200 step onboarding checklist. So anybody that joined me, I was like, here's the checklist. And they were like, what the fuck? They're like 200. So I changed it. I rebranded it. I was like, this sounds very intimidating to some people. I would love it, but I'm not everyone. So I changed it to the 200K GCI playbook. Of course, it's not a promise, but I did it and I've made 200K my second year. So that's like that's like my master playbook. Um, and so I like that because every single time I like mess something up or something comes up, like a green flag or a red flag of a client or a script that worked. Um, the new links now, like we have the hub instead of Slack now, stuff like that for eXp. I
Hmm.
add it to there. And so that would be like a checklist. My favorite tool, um, I think would be you said that I use. I had someone else set up my Zapier. That's my favorite though, but I personally didn't set it up.
Yeah.
I
Well,
just paid somebody else to do it.
that's
Yeah.
called leverage.
Yep, yep. Big
What
time.
if somebody like joined your group today, what tools and trainings do you guys offer?
Yeah, we have so my well, do I specifically offer or my upline?
Both, like your group.
Okay. So my upline offers weekly trainings 3 times a week. Um, so my sponsor, Shelby, she's focused on production. Her sponsor, Ruben Garcia, I don't know if you know him. He was 2024 Mentor of the Year,
Oh, nice.
focused on production. And then his sponsor, Micah, is focused on agent attraction. So everyone kind of like brings their own thing, like their own flavor to the mix. I like Instagram, checklists, and YouTube. Um, but I don't host any like weekly meetings. I have like so what I offer is a 12-part private private series on YouTube of onboarding. Like silver platter, here you go. It helps team leaders help their agents. It helps agents help themselves. Once they're done with the onboarding series of the full 12 videos and they've like finished their website, they've done XYZ, they've started blah, blah, blah. That's when we'll start meeting one-on-one. So it's up to them to do the first steps, of course. And then we start meeting. And I also have like I sound like such a nerd, Jesse. I also have like a 200-page Google Doc that I call my real estate Bible. And it's not like a checklist per se, but it's like just different. It's like a book. And maybe I will even publish it one day. But it has all the different categories of what I do on business. So like, um, I mean, everything, how to work a seller, how to present the listing package. So that way you're getting 5%, 6%, or 7% listings. Same thing with buyers. So everything of like what's worked for me and not worked for me is in the real estate Bible. That's
Yeah.
what I give to everyone.
Um, the Alex Ramosi AI is like exactly what that is. And I actually showed it to Glenn when we were at the top 250. And
Yeah.
you can't argue with it because like ChatGPT, you can like manipulate it to say what you want it to say. But like that'd be cool if you uploaded that into your own AI tool and like made it like that Ali Garced AI tool. Because like
That's good.
Hermosi's like yesterday, like when I was talking about that deal, so now he's selling his AI tool. It's $3,000 plus 189 a month. And so
Wow.
like I enrolled in a skill program, so I got it for free for life. But it literally took my revenue for my agency like 3.5x in the first 30 days. Actually, I just my buddy owns a big tech company and we just did it with his. And he's like, dude, I've been doing this for 2 years and this is insane. Like it's
Dang.
so like literally you could do the exact same thing. It's a game
Wow.
changer.
Yeah, that's a really, really good idea. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, I've been using his AI too.
Mm,
Especially with like because I just increased my buyer price point.
yep.
And then I'll also ask you about like YouTube thumbnails. Like, hey, what's a good thumbnail for this? Please provide me three. This is so funny. I always say, please provide me three now that YouTube allows three. And he's like, no, I'm gonna provide you one. It's
Exactly.
so funny. Like, yeah, they try to argue with it. He's like, no, I'm just gonna give you one. I'm like, all right.
It's so funny that you say that. It says like literally when I was like just helping my buddy, it says at the beginning, it's like you don't need like all these different things. You just need this one thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
What do you what do you think is something agent thinks matter right now, but really doesn't.
Oh my God, logos.
Logos, okay,
Um,
that's cool.
logos, colors, like websites. I uh, yeah, I'm just like such a big proponent of um I'm going more toward unpolished videos. Not that my videos were ever very polished. I
Hmm.
just I personally hate commercials being sold to. So those types of like videos where it's like, have you ever felt blah 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 blah? I'm like, oh God, bro, like just switch the channel. Um, so like the agents that I'm helping in my YouTube little circle, uh I'm telling them to go on like walk and talks, like and
Hmm.
trip, stutter, like make a mistake and keep it in there because people want to relate to realtors, especially since realtors already don't have a good rap. So just be yourself, be a person. Don't try to be like salesy. I think people just try to go from like street or like not a realtor to just like publishing the most polished video of them in like the super cute dress with the $2 million listing and everything's perfect. Um, no, like that's not as relatable unless you live in Beverly Hills or whatever.
Yep.
I work military in VA, I work $300,000 houses. I'm not going to do that. And I relate to people. And I know that because the number one question that I ask in person when I start meeting clients over Zoom is out of all the real estate agents in Tucson, why me? And they're like, because you're real. Because they
Mhm.
either say you're real, your personality, or you share the negatives about Tucson and no one else is doing that.
Yeah.
So don't listen to the YouTube comments because the YouTube comments will be like, oh my God, you're a Tucson hater. How are you a real estate agent? Why do you leave here? Go away, move elsewhere. But like your clients appreciate that, like, so keep doing it for the clients.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's like, yeah, anyone's like, oh yeah, it's like, it's beautiful, everything's perfect, blah 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 blah. But it's like, in the like we all can like build a relationship around the negative, and
Yeah.
not like it's like we always have to be in this negative mindset. But it's like that's when people do build a connection. It's like when you're being true and authentic. And it's funny because like I'd say like the biggest question that we get asked all the time is like, can you build an AI twin? And like, how are you guys like doing YouTube with AI? So like we refuse to do AI generated scripts and we don't do anything with like AI twins or anything like that. And
Yeah.
if everyone's using the same scripts, like everyone's gonna sound the exact same. So like we'll see like people take our videos, like use the extraction tool, take our exact scripts and like regenerate them online. We get so
Mm.
many people call us and they're like, "Do you guys know that there's like five other people doing your guys' exact same videos?" And I'm like, "I'm surprised they're not even saying our names. That's how funny it is." And
That's
I'm
funny.
and I'm sure you get the same thing, but like were you shocked like that YouTube worked or like what was your overall mindset with like social media with real estate? Did you ever think it was like an avenue you'd be exploring in 2025?
No, I did not. Like when I first got into being a real estate agent, I thought I was just going to be working my sphere the whole time. And it worked for the first, I mean, it's still working now. I close between 40 and 50 homes a year, and half of them come from my sphere. So conversations with military, because they're always moving, it's usually outbound referrals. The other half is from YouTube in Tucson specifically. So I'm actually trying to like tilt that more toward Tucson with YouTube as opposed to me having to do outbounds and talk all the time. But I listened to Channel Junkies a shit ton when I first got started. And yeah, so I hired a couple of different editors. For me, my experience, they have a lifespan of about a year and a half, maybe 2 years before they end up getting a full-time job elsewhere. You have to find a new one. Um, but I love it. I mean, it's YouTube is something that I'll be doing all the time, like forever, forever. And that's what I tell my clients too. I'm like, don't even start on YouTube if you don't think that this is going to be a forever play.
Yep.
Like you have to. Um, and some people would prefer to cold call because they don't want to be seen. Cool, do it. You can make money doing that. I could never, but do it.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you wish is like something somebody would have like told you like real piece of advice before you got into real estate like 5 years ago before you started?
Uh, I think that there is. Maybe it's just in Tucson, but I didn't realize that there was such a big divide between the ages of real estate agents. Like agents
Hmm.
don't come together, at least in Tucson. They're very short-sighted. They could be very petty. They could be, like having worked in the military and, like just like your comrades, you're all close and like you're all dealing with the same shit. You would think that that the mentality also applies to real estate agents. Like we're all getting beat up every day, like stick together, watch
Yep.
out for each other. Um, I've seen it a lot between being a new agent and somewhat younger when I first joined 4 years ago. Um, Talking to older agents, they don't give you the time of day. Like they don't respect you at all. And I had no idea. And again, coming back to like when I was a major in the military. Like I was a commander to feel like degraded by a 60-year-old lady who was
Oh
like,
yeah.
I don't do YouTube. I'm like, wow. Like my buyer wanted to place an offer and you just squashed it because I'm going to go tell my buyer what you said. Like it is so short. I am so surprised that happens. The short-sightedness and the ageism.
It's so funny that you say 60-year-old agent because I'm like, I literally have been like hated on twice in my real estate career. Both of them were by like older female agents. And
Yeah.
like they're like, I saw your license number. You're brand new. And I'm like, I've been in real estate 1 year. I've sold over 20 homes. I
Yep.
have a little bit of experience, maybe not 60 years like you, but here we are. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this is insane.
The bullying is real. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of bullying between older and I am trying to put myself in their shoes, or at least I did when I was butthurt back then. And I can imagine like thinking that if AI was coming out and technology and everyone's on video and I don't know how to use Instagram, I would be worried too. So maybe it's
Mhm.
just me trying to protect myself, but I'm like, okay, I'll let them keep their neighborhood.
The thing is like things are always going to evolve and change, and you just have to like embrace that and like say like, okay, either I'm going to be on the right side or the wrong side, but like fighting it's never going to change the outcome. Like you can't stop the mass.
Yeah.
And so like I felt really bad actually. I was talking to an agent from Phoenix a couple weeks ago, and he was like, he had to have been in his 70s, and he was like asking us about YouTube. I was at an event and he scheduled a call, and I'm like, why do you want to start YouTube now? And he's like, he goes, well, I used to get so much relocation buyers. And he goes, now I'm getting none. And he goes, and then I talked to like a couple people here and there, and they're saying that they're meeting all their agents on YouTube now. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you're welcome. I'm like, here we
Yeah.
are. But like, I never in my wildest dreams thought I would have ever even stumbled into the world of like video marketing going into real estate. I just like saw $1 million listing and I was like, okay, I don't even know how they were getting the clients, but I'm like, I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah. Same.
What
Same.
um, what kind of agent thrives in your guys' environment inside of your guys' organization?
The go-getter, the checklist, like give me a checklist and I'll do it. I'll come back when I have issues and I have tried different solutions and I will tell you which solutions I've tried so you can tell me that I'm wrong. Like um it it it's interesting to see that the agents that succeed are one that those that plug in, not
Yep.
just to like our community, but eXp in general. Like eXp alone has all the training that you freaking need.
Yeah.
And like those that go to eXp Con, it's I went and it is so helpful to your business.
Mm-hmm.
Um Big time. So those that succeed are those that plug in, those that ask questions, and those that don't need the hand holding. Like team, but granted, like a lot of people don't. Like the team leaders, the broker owners, like they're just trying to expand, right? Like they're at this time, a lot of indie broker owners, they love their community. They're trying to keep themselves afloat.
Yep.
And it's hard. Like right now, especially like some areas of Florida, insurance, it's hard out there. And so like they've had to squash their dreams of having to expand because it's just money is tight. And so just plug it into EXP, like get rid of the freaking liability, let someone else handle the training. Easy peasy.
Yep. Makes total sense. So like, what's your approach to leadership, mentorship, and accountability?
Um, what do you mean?
So like, are you just the type of person where you're like, okay, like sink or swim, go for it, or
Yeah, no, just kidding.
that's how I am.
Okay, I gotcha. So I've automated my onboarding process like we spoke about a couple of weeks ago. So whenever anybody joins, they get a 365-day text, not one text every single day. That's a lot. But
Yep.
like over the course of the first year, they get texts and emails every so often. So like twice a week in the beginning, then like once a month and going all the way to the end of the year. Just to remind them like, hey, at this point, you're probably stuck doing this. go to this link. At this point, you're probably stuck doing this. Go to this link. Schedule a call with Ruben Garcia, your free productivity coach. Schedule a call here. Go to the iCon classes. Reach out to this person. If agent attraction is something that you're interested in, reach out to Micah. So it's just like it's reminding them, because onboarding for anybody, a broker owner, a team leader, a brand new agent, is overwhelming, let
Yep.
alone also onboarding with whoever you choose as a primary, whoever you choose as a co-sponsor, the
Yep.
mentor program. Like, forget it. It's so much in a good way. But so I'm like reminding them. And in the onboarding texts and the emails and my private playlist on YouTube, um, as soon as they're done with that, that's when we start meeting one-on-one. So until
Mhm.
then, we don't meet one-on-one. Um, so like, because everything is there, like all of the questions are answered in those private YouTube videos. So just do it. And once you're done with that, whether it takes you a month or it takes you 16 months, we'll meet one-on-one whenever you're ready.
How did you learn about like Axe automation and all the different automation tools?
They came up as an ad on my Instagram. I had been Googling it, and then as soon as you search something, then all the ads start popping up. Um,
Yep.
so I think that's how I came across it, was an ad. And I reached out to them. I had a call and I told them specifically what I wanted to do. And they kind of passed me along. I spoke to the sales rep first, and then the person who would actually do it. Um, and we just actually, Jesse, we just now finished last week. It was like 4 months in the making. It took a
Oh
long
yeah.
time, but yeah, finally did it.
Yeah, thanks to you, I got everything set up with them, and like now
Nice.
we're in the onboarding process right now. So, yeah, they did a full business diagnostic because we own a marketing agency, and we
Yeah.
spend about 24 hours a week onboarding clients into our agency, and
Wow.
so yeah, they went through everything, and they're like, oh yeah, we can automate everything in like a one sure shot fire. So I was like.
Dang.
I was like, all right, so like it can like literally set up their Google Drive, it can
Yeah.
set up their Monday board, it can bring them into school, it can get them their education and their like what they need to do for their onboarding, and everything's in centrifugal perfect order, and
Nice.
I'm just like, it's gonna be so nice because there's like a lot of manual tasks right now, especially like,
Yeah.
hey, are you doing this? Hey, you got this complete? Okay, now it's this thing, and when you're working with like content and like there's a lot of questions and it can be difficult if you're not used to it, and especially if you're moving into a new system.
Mm-hmm.
So the nice thing, I would say, the saving grace for us is we were already on Monday.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah.
Nice. So I thought that I so they were able to work with you guys then? Because I
Yep.
remember you saying something like they had
Yeah.
moved on to like a bigger, or I don't know.
Oh no, they were just saying that they were. Oh yeah, there's like and it's probably like a Hermosi thing, but they're like, you have to qualify essentially to like our system, like for us to work with you, because what
Oh,
they said is that there was like a lot of like, I'm sure their pricing was a lot lower because like
it was
I paid like 4x what you paid,
okay.
and
Okay.
4 to 5x, and they were like saying that like people weren't getting back to them, people weren't like, so they're like, if you commit to our call and our count, like our meeting, you have to show up. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. I'm like, that's cool, I want to get this thing done. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it was
Yeah.
just like the price point wasn't high enough and they weren't getting enough friction.
Yeah. Yeah. They probably
So
learned from me then. The biggest
it's
the biggest hiccup that we had though was with Twilio, was like the registering my number, and then like the anyway, but we finally figured it out. I can send with blue text, so good to go there.
Oh, did you use it, Bluetex
No, well, I use it through
or
Twilio.
Sendblue?
I
Oh,
bought a
Twilio.
number. Yeah, yeah. Because it was already there and I wanted to switch. And they're like, no, we want to stick with Twilio. I'm like, at this point, I hate Twilio, but okay. They got
Yeah.
it figured out.
Yeah, because I was telling you about Sendblue.
Yeah, you
And
did.
but yeah, I honestly, the worst thing in the world is like all of this tech situation, and like all of these like Twilios, and I'm just like can't we just all text each other even if it's spam? Come on, let's scam each
Yeah.
other. Because I have
Yeah.
do you use Zoom Scheduler
No.
for your book? Okay, so I have Zoom Business. So Zoom has
Okay.
texting, phone calls, and it's all integrated. So like with YouTube,
Oh,
I was using
I use
Calendly,
Calendly. Yeah.
CallRail, and Zoom. I was using all three.
Hmm.
And with Zapier, I'm like, I can get rid of all that and use Zoom Scheduler.
Wow.
Zoom got in trouble with Twilio because people were scamming through the Zoom number. And so Twilio wouldn't allow them to send out text reminders. So our show up rate dropped significantly with because they couldn't send out the text reminders.
Yeah.
And so they kept saying like, oh, it'll be up next month, next month, next month. Still isn't fixed. A year later, I went back to Calendly. So
Huh.
yeah, that whole Twilio thing like drove me nuts. But like moving from CallRail to Zoom Business was like a game changer. Like having it all
Wow.
integrated is so nice. And if you
Huh.
really want to take it to the next level, it has like the it'll monitor your Zoom calls and it'll like tell you like if you like didn't pitch the right way, like if you like
Whoa.
it's full AI integrated.
Oh shit. That's cool.
It'll monitor your clients because it'll send a recap. It'll do whatever you want it to do.
Nice.
Yeah, it's great
That's
for us
awesome.
like with YouTube because you could set up like an auto like email to like zap into like your bullet trail. So like
Yep.
in the call, like I have a couple of my agents use Fathom, and so they like once the call's done, it pulls their whole conversation into bullet trail.
Mm, that's
But
nice.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
lots of
I'm
lots of
still,
crazy things.
yeah.
Um, do you have any stories of any agents that has joined your group that has seen massive success?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Let's hear it.
Um, okay. So there was a girl who left a brokerage, and I don't like saying the brokerage names that they came from. She's out in Northern California. She moved over. She's been with us for 1 year now, a little over a year. In her first year with us, she doubled her income
Nice.
while working half the hours because her main goal was not even to double her income or do more production. She just wanted to spend more time with her kids before they go to school full time. So, like, that was her win. Like, it wasn't, not everyone's win is money. It's mine, but it's not everyone's.
Yep.
So she was like, I just want to spend more. My kids are 4 and 5, and before they go to pre-K or first grade or whatever, I want to spend time with them. So just by not having the old or her previous model's numbers. She made more with eXp. She has more like just flexibility because she didn't want to go into an office every day. Now she can work from home and be with her kids. So that it was like ideal for her. We had another agent that on her fourth YouTube video ever, she got 25 buyer leads in 1 month.
Oh, damn.
Her fourth video ever. She is sort of like a brand new agent. 1 year in, the first year she didn't really like take it too seriously back when she was with Keller Williams. Oops. Well, whatever. um,
We talk
she
about Keller
went,
Williams all the time on this show. Everyone's been
and
there, so you can't like
that's true.
they're the training grounds of real estate.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, like I definitely don't promise that to like everyone that joins and like because she has the personality, right? Like she was in LA trying to like be an actress. So she has personality. She's comfortable in front of the camera. But yeah, her fourth YouTube video ever, tens of thousands of views, but not that the views don't matter. 25 buyer leads is what she got.
And she's in LA.
No, she moved from LA. She was like, all right, I'm not going to be an actress. Let me go in front of the camera for as a real estate agent. And she's crushing it. Like her personality is like perfect for a real estate agent.
Nice.
She's in Charlotte.
Okay.
And then there is a brand new agent out in Southern California, brand new. In his first 5 months, he made 60K GCI. And he was like, this is more than I had been making in my salary job. So he's quitting his job to go full time into real estate. So is Liz from New York City. She was a school teacher. She was like, and she was a teacher for special needs kids. And she was like, this is a lot of work. Like I'm tired working in New York City, paying New York City prices. She purchased her condo out there and she was like, this is a lot. I just want to quit my job. She also left Keller Williams to go
Six-
join us.
New York City,
And
New York State, 60% tax rate.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But she loves it. She's like, New York City is like my place.
Oh yeah, such
Yeah.
a cool
And
city.
so she joined a team and she's just now starting YouTube. Um, but she's on track to have 5 closing every single month for the last 6 months, and it's only going to be increasing. So like
Nice.
she was like, I quit my job. This was my dream. I wanted to quit my job. Now she's full time into real estate.
That's it's so cool. And that's like the one thing I love about YouTube paired with EXP is because everything's like virtual on YouTube or EXP, then you pair that with YouTube and literally like if you're trying to transition out of a full-time job into real estate, it's like the best combo
Yeah.
that you could ever ask for. And I deal with a lot of agents in transition all the time. I actually have another
Yep.
one right now. Same thing, just first year in real estate, he's closed like 8 transactions from YouTube. And
Nice.
he's following me on social media. He's probably watching this right now, and he
Nice.
watches every single show. But he like hit me up forever, and he's always like, "I'm gonna get my real estate license. I'm gonna get my real estate license, and I'm joining you." And I always thought it was like this kid, like this eight. I thought it was like some kid in high school, and because I never really like looked, and that's usually like a lot of people on social media following you. It's like just a lot of dreamers, and
Yeah.
so one day he hits me up. He's like, "Hey, dude, it's so and so," and I connected him with another agent in my downline in the same market, and then they met before. So one day he hit me up. He's like, "Dude, you'll never guess what? I got my real estate license. And I'm at eXp, and I listed you as my sponsor." I was like, "Oh, sweet, dude, let's
Nice.
go." So then he got his real estate license, got into YouTube, is doing great. So
I love that.
one of my when you talked about that lady with her time, and that's like my favorite. One of my favorite closing closes is like when I'm recruiting is do you want to work the same amount of hours and double your income, or do you just want to work less and make the same?
Ooh, that's good.
Because like you're both of them are going to give you a positive outcome. It's just like
Yeah.
it's a good optional close with the like avenue you want to take them down, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um
And especially now that like I actually didn't know this until I went to EXPCon. Nest. Have you heard of Nest? It's like so EXP created like a whole nother I don't want to say division, but like a group a community within EXP specifically for parents, like
oh
people that are caretakers, like who because a lot of people want join become a real estate agent because they want more flexibility in their schedule. So it's pretty cool. Kimbry Mooney, I think is her last name, is in charge of it. But it's
where do
like
I
a
find
collection of
where do I find info on that?
I think they have a tile on Okta.
Okay.
If not on hub.exprealty.com. But yeah, it's a really, really good like connection for other parents that maybe are different situations all the time, but sometimes some people don't want to work full time. They just want to be with their kids. And so Nest is like awesome. I'm doing a disservice by the way that I'm explaining it. I'm not in it. I'm not a parent. But check it out. Or for those that have kids, check it out.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the biggest EXP nerd there is, and yeah, you just taught me something, so
Yeah. Brand new. Yeah.
that's so cool. So like where do you envision you taking your EXP organization over the next like 2 to 3 years?
My goal is 1,000 in my organization. I have been helping those that are committed. So like real estate agents, that are doing transactions, that are doing production, that are trying. Whenever there is someone that joins me, I think similar to what you're doing, whenever there's someone that is interested in joining our community, I have them list someone else as their primary.
Hmm.
One that gives that person my sponsee that gives them more confidence because I have put because now they're like their mentor, unofficially, um, especially if they're in the same geographic area. But then also they get a sense of revenue share. Like once they get that first check of revenue share, people hate it until they get it. And then once they
Exactly.
understand it, they're like, oh shit, I understand now. And then they stay. So, and it's a win-win for everyone. It's a win for me. It's a win for the agent getting revenue share, and it's a win for the brand new agent into EXP, whether they're new as a real estate agent or not, because they get the best of both worlds. Like that person, their direct primary, and me, and any co-sponsor. So like now that co-sponsor is a thing, the floodgates have opened. You can partner with anybody. Like literally look at your primary or look at whoever you potentially want to consider as a primary sponsor. What does their upline offer? What is missing? Find
Yep.
the gap with the co-sponsor.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's 100%. That's like exactly like why I started this show because I'm like, okay, now it's like my world. I've already been in like a master networker and I love connecting people and I also love leverage because I'm like, okay, if I can partner someone with you, Ali, and I don't have to do the work, but I can reap the rewards, even better.
Yeah.
Like let's just be real. Uh,
Yeah.
but it's just like it's just so cool because depending on where agents are and depending on like what their strong suits are, like I am not, I will be the first one to admit, I am the worst manager on the planet. I am a great executor. I love being a visionary, but managing people, I do not like doing that.
Yeah.
So I love the way that they have that set up. Like if people wanted to connect with you or learn more about you, where would they go?
I'm Allie the agent everywhere. So I actually just recently moved, which is why I have a plain ass background. Usually I have my Allie the agent light. It's Allie spelled ALI. It's on my YouTube. my Instagram. Those are the two best ways. Yeah.
Awesome. And actually, I just saw before I got on here, I saw that eXp was named the 2025 brokerage to best implement AI. Like, what are you doing to like leverage AI in your business? And like, what's your, well, that's one part of the question. I'll ask a second part after you answer.
Yeah. And for those that went to EXPCon, half of the breakouts were on AI. Like it was so AI heavy this year. It was awesome. What I'm doing to implement AI, I tried the Hey Gen stuff, like the making videos without me, like my robot me. I didn't like it. It wasn't that good last year. It may be a little better now, but I like being on camera, so I'm going to continue being on the camera. I am using AI more so now for just like the automations and thumbnails. Just like little stuff here and there. You know, I'm not Glenn Sanford, the CEO of EXP, who created an entire website, which is our new platform. We're moving away from Slack. We're now going to Hub, and he announced it at EXPCon at the AI Jam Camp the day before it officially started. He was like, "Hey, I heard you guys. I hear you. I hear everyone didn't like Slack, so we moved to Lovable." So he created a whole new, website. That's what I'm gonna focus more so on is I haven't done this just yet. I currently have a VA doing my blogs, which is just taking my YouTube videos and turning them into transcripts, a little bit more of like just easier to read blogs on my website. But I
Mhm.
want to get a little bit more blogs, more text up because I don't really do a lot of text. I do mainly video, but people read. Um, so I want to use a little bit more AI to switch, maybe no longer pay that VA that's turning my videos into blogs. Just have AI do that.
Yeah, that's super cool. I was just like looking at the hub and I saw that they have like now a feed of the YouTube channel running into it. And I'm like, that's
Mm,
really cool.
yeah, yeah, it's legit.
Oh yeah. I know I was like I'm pretty sure they'll eventually integrate that into like my EXP because like I feel like everything's moving into my EXP. And it was
Yeah.
crazy because like I haven't I like went into Mira like in and I was like asking it to like give me an overview of my transactions and it like pulled in the Skyslope link. So I'm like, okay, this is wild because there is like voice contract writing tools out there now that like layer
Mm.
in. So like they told us like because I'm on the I don't know if you're in the leadership group, but like Leo said a couple weeks ago that they were going to be rolling that out. And so
Yeah.
like when I saw the mirror thing, I was like, okay, this has got to be like our first stage into that.
Yeah. Dude, Mira's cool. Like Mira solves I don't know if I should be saying this, but Mira solves what Sisu was doing for me. Because I just want to know like stats, like
Yeah.
where am I ranking here? How close am I to capping right now or making icon right now? Um, yeah, I don't need to like fiddle around on Sisu anymore. I just go
Oh,
on Mira.
yeah. You know, the problem, a lot of these SaaS companies, and like, it's like they said at the event, like Leo, I don't know if you heard him say this, but he's like, all of these companies will be extinct, like that are
Mm,
like that. It's like we're all going to be like on our own things. Like, it's, I feel bad for some of these people because I know them, but I'm also like, this is just the evolution. Like the internet disrupted the world. Like all of these massive advancements have disrupted industries.
yeah.
And sadly, we're like in this phase of like portal wars too,
Yeah,
which sucks.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. Another AI tool that I like, which is very, very simple. I use it for more like personal, not so much business though, is actually called Simple AI.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it'll call for you, which is nice. So like I don't have a cold call. Obviously, I don't cold call. I don't know the rules. I don't want to know the rules. I don't do that. I'll have it like schedule massages for me and haircuts for me and stuff like that. Just like calling customer service stuff back where you don't want to be the one on hold, like calling Delta back for something. I just have simple AI do that. So that saves time.
Yeah, I've never even heard about that. And it
Yeah.
just, what does it do for you? Just calls?
Yeah, it calls and it gives you a transcript. So you tell it exactly what you want it to do. Like book a hair appointment. I'm available, these days, these times, ask for Ben. And it'll do that. And then it'll just shoot you a text once it's done. It also has like the live transcription as it's talking to the person.
Hmm.
So yeah.
So
And
if
then
I
it'll
like,
shoot you
so
a
today I
text.
was like trying to like book an appointment with like a personal trainer, like to get a first appointment. So it could have called that and done that for me.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yep. Simple AI. It's a little teal logo.
Will it cold call for you?
I do not trust it to cold call because I don't think it knows the rules for that. Yeah.
Just loading in numbers like crazy.
Right.
Right on. Is there anything else you want to share with the audience before we depart?
Um, let's see. Being a real estate agent, I mean, I guess this is a message more so for new agents. Like it's a lot of work, but and like message for broker owners, it's most likely tough where you're at right now. I've spoken to a lot and it takes a lot of, I don't want to say like humbling, but you really have to do what's like best for your agents, like, and some broker owners see their top performing agents either leave their brokerage to go to somewhere else or leave the business because times are hard and like it's hard to like I just had a conversation yesterday, which is why this is fresh in my mind, with the team leader of 40. And it's hard to have to go back into production when maybe you were out and like keeping a straight face or like a smiling face and being like the happy person in your office. Um, I encourage people to look at other models. Maybe it's not eXp. Maybe it's not real. Maybe it's not anything else. Um, maybe it's not a company that we've ever spoken about. I don't know. But if it helps you save money and it has the same love for giving back to agents and pouring into agents, an agent first company like this, like that is the best thing that you could do for your agents. And it
Yep.
sounds like maybe it sounds corny to say, but like I had like a really deep like heart to heart yesterday with a friend of mine who owns a brokerage. And I'm like, just just hear the model out, like it, and it sounds so cheesy and like corny to say, but like, oh, you love your agents so much and this would help them. Just anyway, so we're gonna have a conversation. And maybe she can be next on the podcast if she joins.
Yeah, love to
um,
have her. It's
yeah.
it's so interesting because I'm like, it just takes the right person with the right message at the right time. And that's
Hmm.
like why it's like never like for me, it's never a hard sell. And like I've spent a lot of time this year like focusing on brokerages and like my thing is like I always tell agents, I'm like, look, I'm sure you've been approached by a million agents, probably none that you've ever even known or respect. But the reality
Hmm.
is, I was in that same exact position before I came to eXp, and then I wish I would have made the move 2 years sooner. And it wasn't until I actually decided to open my heart and say, like, okay, I'm going to look at the model and see what's like if this can help me. But it wasn't until I was in so much pain with my business that I like did it. And I wish somebody would have actually done that and asked me, like, hey, how can I help you at the right time versus trying to like tell me what I don't want to hear. And so
Yeah.
like now that I've switched up that approach, it's like been a complete game changer. And so like now I'm like every time I call, like talk to someone, I'm like, look, you can tell me I'm crazy, but don't call me crazy when you're the one not even taking a look and
Yeah.
like seeing what could be a possibility. And I'm saying at the end of this, like you could say, hey, it's not for me, and we go our separate ways and act like it never happened, which is totally cool. But let's
Yeah.
at least see what's up, and like with co-sponsorship, like we talked about before, it's like for me, like especially if you're talking to like a brokerage owner that has a big office, it's
Hmm.
like now I can actually bring an agent that with the big office in that marketplace that they probably know and
Yeah.
respect to the table. So that's how I've been able to like secure a lot of big teams and brokerages this year. So
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
game changer. Then like nothing makes you happier than like when they make the move and they're like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing, best thing I ever did, and let's just say it's not even long term, but it's like it helps them get to the next level. So it's like, it just consistently evolves, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And
yeah,
then they can like reward their top producing agents with revenue share and like it's nice.
well, yeah, and then like to add to that, it's like as a brokerage owner or a team lead, you're on borrowed time with every agent. So like
Hmm.
now we don't have to like recruit and help agents from a position of fear, thinking they're gonna leave, and we're on borrowed time. It's like no, why don't let's help you grow and expand on our platform, so that way when you're ready to spread your wings and fly, you have a path forward, which is why I love the training paths inside of the university.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Those are really good ones.
So. Thanks again for coming on today. Once again, Ali,
The
the
agent.
the agent on
Yep.
Instagram, and we'll catch you guys later.
Thanks, Jesse.